This is the magic, I think, because like the front end is really cool, but then it's the back end and being able to see this in the workflow editor is
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah. And that's also my favorite part because I can read what the AI is actually
Wow.
doing.
In this video, we talk with the CEO and co-founder of WeWeb, and you're going to learn about the future of AI, no code, and where WeWeb fits in. You're going to want to watch all the way till the end when Raphael demonstrates the new AI features of WeWeb, and you'll see how it compares to existing tools like Bolt and Lovable and where it's going in the future. Check the link in the description to go to No Code MBA to learn more about building with AI and no code tools. Let's get into it. I'd love to hear your quick overview of where you see the no code and AI space going and where WeWeb is going to fit into that.
Sure, let's go for it. So maybe first I can just tell real quick what WeWeb is for those of us listening to us who don't really know what it is. So WeWeb is a no code front end builder, and so we are kind of we have a drag and drop interface a la Webflow, but you can also build your own logic with it so that you can build web apps, right? You can have authentication, you can build like complex advanced workflows so that you can do CRUDs and those type of things, and you can plug WeWeb to any backend, right? So that's really our positioning today in the no code landscape. But this with AI is kind of evolving, and so AI and no code. I think is a super interesting and hot topic right now because if you think about I would say if you think from first principles, what no code is all about, it's empowering people who don't know how to code to actually build for the web, right? It's like empowering anyone who don't know how to code to build for the web. That's exactly what no code is all about since its inception, right? And so if you think about AI today, what it does, it's empowering people to build for the web as well. It does many, many things. But if you think, in the framework of building for the web, it's also empowering people to build for the web without actually needing to have coding knowledge, right? You just have to prompt something in English, French, or whatever your native language is, um, and you get code, right? And that code can be functional. And so we have seen recently, like in the recent months, incredible tools being launched, like Bolt and Lovable, who can be which can be accessible for non-coders to build incredible things. So you just like drop on those platforms, you type something, and then you have a functional prototype as an output. And it's really amazing for someone who doesn't know how to code that they can actually, bring this to life in just a few prompts or a few minutes or hours spent in one platform. And I think it's a revolution, right? And so for the no code editors, incumbents who exist in the world like since many years now, first we look at that and we're like, whoa, like it's empowering people like in a way we couldn't have even imagined before. And so then the next thinking is, well, we should bring those capabilities to our editor, right? Because since it's a great way for non-coders to get started, it's kind of flattening the learning curve because, like, for example, learning a platform like WeWeb or Bubble for someone who is not technical at all, can be daunting, right? It can be frightening. You will have to spend some time, right? From experience, someone who is really not technical who wants to learn WeWeb will spend like 3 months to be proficient with it. And with AI, I think this will be completely accelerated, right? The learning curve will be flattened because you'll be able to prompt your way to build something meaningful in a no-code editor, and that would be the main difference with pure AI-driven platforms. Because if you can build with AI in a no-code editor, then as a non-coder, you still own, control, and trust what the AI will have generated for you. And I think that's a very strong statement. And that's where we are seeing at WeWeb the no-code market going. We can see, for example, Bubble recently added some AI capabilities to their platforms. We are doing it as well. And so I think the merge of AI and no-code is actually I would say, a very strong driving force to empower anyone to build for the web. And so I wrote a short article about it recently when we launched the new version of WeWeb that we're going to talk about. And so for anyone interested, it's on the WeWeb blog, and so you can read about it. And so we are basically making the statement that AI and no code will merge, and new platforms will emerge out of this, which will enable anyone to build for the web, but this time for real, with kind of a flat learning curve. And you just like jump in, ask the AI to help you build something, it will build for you, and then you will own whatever the AI will have built. So yeah,
Yeah, it's an interesting framework of like learning to code, especially before AI. It may have taken at least a year to get somewhat proficient,
at
if
least,
not
yeah,
longer, maybe
yeah,
a few years. With no code, it did bring it down to like a few months to be able to build
correct,
a platform like WeWeb. And I think the way I always thought about no code was it was empowering, the 99% of people who don't know how to code, which is true. It makes it accessible, but I think there still was a lot of people that were never going to take that step to spend the
yeah,
3 months to learn how to
100%,
actually do it. Like, I guess that's why, education platforms like No Code MBA were useful because it still is a learning curve, even though it's much easier to do than
yeah,
coding. And then, like you said, now with AI, it's bringing that learning curve down to maybe a week, right? Or 2 weeks or
exactly,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah,
And so yeah, it's really exciting. The other thing that comes to mind about just like understanding having ownership, I think what you said is really important of like having trust in the platform that how it's working. And even I was building something in Lovable the other day and I was connecting to Anthropic for an API call and like it wasn't working. And I think because I had enough knowledge of like API calls and how it works, I was able to go into the code and like
yeah,
I actually just made some manual changes and then it worked.
perfect,
And I think, but that's even something where I think the opportunity with no code tools is making that so people who don't have that even API knowledge at all are able
correct,
to
yes.
have that trust in how things work. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
One of the things
it's
I
an
would
exciting
add
time.
with regards to education, since this is what you guys are doing at No Code MBA in a great way. And by the way, just like to mention it, even like we use No Code MBA at WeWeb to train some of our team members on no code tools. So I think it's a great
Oh,
platform that you built, and I really recommend it to everybody. Um, and so yeah, what I wanted to say is I think education will remain critical for people to understand and own what they build, even though they will build through no code platforms. It's much better if they understand, what's a backend, what's a front end, how do you make sure that
yeah,
your apps are secured, what's a CDN, how do you deploy, and understanding really the key, I would say, web concepts, so that they actually know what's happening under the hood, and
yeah,
they really have the opportunity to own what is being built as a whole. So they will not have to learn the syntax, the code itself, and even I would say the the syntax of how a bubble works, or how WeWeb works, right? Because the AI will take care of all those things for them. But understanding how the web works, servers and everything, I think will remain really critical. And the people who will understand those concepts, I think will build faster, will feel safer while building, because they will understand what the AI is trying to do. They will probably prompt better as well. And since, that's your interface with the AI, a good prompt will bring you further, right? And so
yeah,
to prompt properly, you have to understand what you're doing, right? Or what you have to know, even what to ask, right? And so
yeah,
if you understand the key concepts, you will be the best at prompting. And so that's why the learning curve will never be like zero flat out 1 second and I can build something amazing and put it to production. It will feel like this. Um, but really to completely own it and be serious about it, I think, learning the key concepts will be critical. And this takes, not so long, like a few weeks, like you said. Uh,
yeah,
yeah, so
yeah.
it can be impressive, but like I think you guys and other players in the market will make it accessible to everybody, and we'll try to help as well from the editor perspective. And yeah, that should get a lot more people actually building something. And I don't know if you've seen that, but for example, Supabase, which is this low code, we can call it, backend builder. Um, recently shared their growth curve on the number of signups they got since the launch of Bolt, Lovable, Cursor, and the others.
Yeah.
And it's incredible because it's like it was a hockey stick before that, but now it's like an incredible hockey stick. It's like, it's like the Empire State Building there, the latest the latest one they got. And so, yeah, when you look at that, you understand that the total addressable market, for those editors is growing exponentially, and is growing together as at the same time as we flatten the learning curve. It shows
Yeah.
that when you make something as powerful as Supabase more accessible through AI, then more people use it, and it's like there is a strong demand, but the friction today is the learning curve. But if you flatten the learning curve, then you will have more and more people building for the web. And I would say, online entrepreneurs will be kind of a new default. Like a lot of people will have a regular job and maybe an online business that they will be able to run by themselves. And I'm so excited for this future because like a lot of people have a lot of great ideas. They just cannot put it to life because they have to learn no code or code. And now they will feel like, okay, it's my time. It's just a few weeks. I can spend like a few weekends and I can put something online. So yeah, I'm excited for this.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm getting excited just listening to you wanting to go build something.
Nice.
And I'm one of those super base users who's added, I'm like, I'm countless databases that I've created
Awesome.
project base, right, since this has happened.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people who are listening may have used Bolt or Lovable before, even once or twice. Maybe they've tested it out. How should people think about where WeWeb is going to fit into that, and how that landscape might play out?
Yeah. So it's actually a really simple vision that we have. We feel like what Bolt and Lovable are doing is really good. It's really impressive. You just like go into their platform, prompt something, and you get like something functional working. It's good looking. The logic is set up. You have the variables working well. You have clean code. And yeah, all of this in like a few prompts. So I think it's really, really amazing. This new paradigm of building is amazing. And what we want to do at WeWeb is bring this paradigm into the no-code world, because we've been interviewing like about 100 of AI users who have been using those tools like Bolt Lovable, but also the others like Cursor, Windsurf, and stuff. And what we found out is that um, the most advanced technical users were really feeling comfortable in those platforms because like they could manipulate the code and they would really understand what was happening, so they would feel like the ownership of what the AI have generated. However, non-coders felt lost, right, in those platforms, and they would just use it to prototype something. And then if they wanted to, bring their prototype to production, they would actually, go back to use their favorite no-code editor. And so lots of them like prototype something with Lovable and Bolt, and then try and build it again in WeWeb so that they could feel that they own what is being built and they understand that what's being put in production is really production ready. They also, since you've used like Lovable, Bolt, and the others, very often you get stuck in a loop where the AI really hallucinates or doesn't really understand, how to fix an issue that it created. And so if you don't know how to code, then you're kind of stuck with the AI as well. And you don't have any option, right? Like you can open the code, but what will you understand? Nothing. So you have
Yeah.
to call developer, and then you're back to the same root problem, which is you cannot build by yourself. And so we want to bring this like um, um, speed of building paradigm into WeWeb, so into the no code world. And so what we're doing is we launched 2 weeks ago what we call WeWeb 3.0. And so WeWeb 3.0 now has Bolt-like capabilities or Lovable-like capabilities, but integrated into WeWeb. So what you can do is you can prompt whatever you want to build. The AI will build it for you. But the great news is like instead of outputting only code, it will output something that you can manipulate in a drag and drop visual editor, right? And so you can select an element and then change all of the properties using your mouse and keyboard. You can see the workflows that will have been generated, and you can change them. You can actually understand them because the workflows are displayed in a make-like environment. So you can see the step-by-step logic or the algorithm. You can see it visually, and you can do some changes manually to it. So whatever the AI will have generated, you can actually read it as a non-coder, right? Which I think is, again, a new building paradigm, which I'm super excited about because, suddenly like a lot of non-coders can build something much faster because they don't have to go and learn WeWeb for 3 months to build something meaningful. They can actually, prompt and something meaningful will be built for them that they can actually control and trust, which I think is really fantastic. And in terms of where are we now, how can we be compared to Bolt and Lovable today? Bolt and Lovable, when you prompt something, generate something better today because it's just pure code. So for them, it's kind of easy. They just use the power of the LLM they are using behind the curtain, and it just works like a charm. In WeWeb, it's a bit different because we have to fine tune that LLM. We have to train it so that it knows how to use WeWeb to build what the user asked for, because otherwise it wouldn't be editable through the platform. Just for everyone to know, whatever is being generated with WeWeb eventually is outputted as a clean standard code as well. And so you have this code, there is no lock-in, you can deploy that code on your own infrastructure if you want, or you can just deploy it on WeWeb's infrastructure if it's easier in one click. But you have clean standard code as an output. And that's also, a chance that we have, because since we use a standard foundation and WeWeb is very, very close to the code, for us, it's easy to use those LLMs and to import that AI capability into our platform because we don't do anything really custom, right? Like everything is very, very close to how the code works. So anyway, and so everything is dynamic, right? And so where we are today is we are not really on par with Bolt and Lovable, but we are about to be. And so that's a question of, I would say, a few weeks. So probably by the end of March, we'll be on par with Bolt and Lovable in terms of what the AI generates. But for anyone who will try, and we're going probably to do a demo in a few minutes, you will see that what's being generated is already very impressive. We are very impressed by what's being generated in WeWeb thanks to the AI, and it will just get better. And it will get better because we are doing improvements, but it will also get better because the models are getting better. They are getting more powerful. And so, for example, Anthropic just released Claude Sonnet 3.7 2 days ago, and we've been doing some tests internally, and the difference between Sonnet 3.5 and 3.7 is astonishing. It's a crazy difference. It's like so much better, but we have to do some tweaks here and there to improve it. But yeah.
Are you using the extended thinking with the 3.7, or it depends on the prompt, or how are you thinking about that?
We did some tests. I think we'll have to probably tell the AI to trigger this when it feels it's necessary, right? And so
that's kind of,
yeah, exactly. And I think that's how the others will go about it as well. And so, when you want to, generate a simple landing page, please just don't think, just build it really quickly. It should be super easy and fast because like those LLMs have been trained on it. When you want to generate like a super complex advanced workflow with like crazy logic and stuff, maybe take the time to think, and then create it. So we'll have to learn how to harness its power. But what we're sure about already is that it's super powerful, and we know. So we are very close with the Anthropic team, and they keep on improving their models, and there's a high chance that within the next 12 months or even less, they will ship a new improvement again. It's gonna get even better at coding, and so there's really two things for everybody to know that are critical to understand for the quality to improve. One is its ability to code, so really the pure training of it, and the second one is the depth of the what's it called again, of its memory, right? And so the context window, that's what I was looking for.
Yes. Yeah.
And so if the context window is very, very big, then you can give a lot of context to the AI, and it will understand much better your application, much better how WeWeb works, for example, and the output will be crazy good. And the good thing about it is that we know the frontier AI labs are all working on this context window problem. And so eventually they will solve it, right? And so we can safely bet that things will just get better from a quality perspective within those different tools.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's amazing. Even just playing around with the 3.7 and the designs that it's able to come up with on the first
Yeah.
shot are so much better than
Oh yeah.
3.5.
Yeah.
And
It's
that alone is
unbelievable.
amazing for a no code or like I think that's one of the big issues with no code a lot of the times is if it doesn't look good, it's not.
Yeah.
So I mean, amongst all the other improvements that are
Yeah.
helpful. So
It
yeah,
helps you design. Absolutely. Yeah. It thinks about the UX very well as well.
yeah, yeah,
So when you just ask a random prompt, like it will place the buttons really at the right place. And so it has some UX UI capabilities that are also very impressive.
yeah, totally. I've been using yeah, Claude for a lot of mockups and then I'll send screenshots and it's better
Oh,
than
it's
I could have
amazing.
come up with in Figma and quicker and it's like
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Yeah, it's really new paradigm. It's really
yeah.
impressive.
Cool. So why don't we jump in then to a demo if you want to share your screen
Yeah,
and show people how it works.
absolutely. Let's do this. So yeah. So right now I'm in the WeWeb dashboard, and so that's my workspace, Raphael. And so I will just create a new project. I'll start with AI, and I can just call it um, no code, um, Bachelor of Science, so that I don't call it MBA, Seth. And so yeah, the first thing it will add is so now we are really into like this bolt like or lovable like experience, right? And here you can just prompt whatever you want. So maybe we can say I want to build the homepage of a an education website. And then so if you're short with your prompting ability, we have this enhanced prompt feature. So you can just click on this. And yeah, it will, just like make your prompt better. And then I really love this feature because then you can review what it suggests. And then you can decide yes or no to include it. So we can do this. So design a modern, user-friendly homepage for an educational website that prioritizes clear navigation and engagement. So in engagement, I don't think we care about this. Oh, it's still enhancing. Oh yeah. So now we can just review the prompt and decide what to incorporate for our first try. So design a modern, user-friendly homepage for an educational website that prioritizes clear navigation and engagement. So we don't care about engagement really. Include essential elements such as a compelling hero section. Yeah. Key features highlighting valuable course, teaching methodology, student success stories, resources. Okay. Technical requirements. So we need to be responsive, fast loading times. I don't think we care about this because it will be by default since it's on WeWeb.
With WeWeb, yeah.
Yeah, accessibility standard is not something we care for now. Clear typography and color scheme. Yeah.
Yeah, let's keep that.
Yeah. Easy course search functionality. So for now, maybe we can just keep the search. Student testimonials, why not? Latest news or blog section. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Contact information. Yeah. Trust indicators, accreditation badges. Yeah, why not? Let's see what it comes up with. Partner institution, achievement statistics, faculty profiles. What do you think? Should we keep that too?
Why don't we get rid of partner institutions and then see
Yeah.
the
All
others?
right. Please ensure the design maintains educational professionalism while being welcoming and easy to navigate for students. All right.
Cool.
Let's try. So I just hit enter. And now we are in the WeWeb editor, right? And
Yep.
so I will just do this. So what we can see here is the AI itself. And so now this has changed like since 2 weeks. Now the AI is really kind of embedded at the core of the platform. And so our users can access the AI at any point in time, and the AI has the full context of the WeWeb application, right? And so to access the AI, users just have to click on that bubble here, right? And then the chat will just show up, and then they can ask whatever they want, right? Like build me this workflow, like build me this specific component or section, and the AI will execute itself. And I love it because now we can see, in real time, the AI building for us. And it's always kind of a surprise because we don't really know, how it will look like
Yep.
when it's the first prompt. And the great thing is you can also, yeah, it starts to look actually pretty nice. The
As you
good,
can see it apply the CSS and it just gets better.
yeah, it's so cool. And you can also give it as a context your design system. So you can set up your own colors and typographies in WeWeb, and the AI will use it as a context so that it will create kind of consistent designs across pages, which I think is very useful.
I like how you can see it in real time too, as opposed to just like a black screen and then
Yeah,
waiting, but and for it to be finished. Yeah.
yeah, it's really cool. And the chat will also give you like interesting informations. For example, here we can see that the first thing it did is creating variables to store data. And so this is because we didn't connect any backend yet, right? We can
Mhm.
obviously connect Supabase or any other backend. But for now, since it's only front end, it created variables to store data. And
Yep.
here, yeah, as I remember, it was creating, statistics about the usage. And so it kind of stored it in the front end.
Yep.
So yeah, now it's like providing you with more information, and very soon we should be able to start interacting with the UI.
And do you think in the future this AI first like method will be the way that everyone uses WeWeb? Are there gonna still be people who want to use it the original way and maybe use it this occasionally?
Yeah,
What do you
I mean,
think?
that's a good question. I don't really know. I guess we'll see, what the users will do. The good thing is they can choose one way or the other. And
Right.
so yeah, I'm suspecting that for a first try like this, if you're a first time user in WeWeb, you will want to start with AI just to get started, right? Because it will scaffold something for you. Say you have an existing design system, you're an agency, and you've been working with WeWeb for like 3 years, and you have like all your components and elements really well placed in your design system. Maybe you want to start by just copying an existing project you have, and then you can just drag and drop the elements that you want on your page. And
Yep.
yeah, so we have that first page, and it seems like it built what we asked for to get started. And so
Yep.
the great thing is you can just like deploy it in one click, just to test it on a subdomain.
Yep.
And if you want, you can go and choose target any element and start to change it in a no-code way. So here on the left, you have the tree of elements, so you can see all the elements that have been created, and you can just like take elements and just drag and drop them somewhere else if you want, and you can just click on them and yeah, just start changing it. Here you have access to all the CSS properties, so you can change them manually. And so yeah, I think that's the new paradigm that we are witnessing here, that everything has been built by an AI, but I'm in control, and I can change whatever I want, and I can see also what has been built. I can, if I want, instead of using my tokens to do some edits or add some elements here, I can click on add, and I have access to a lot of ready-made elements that I can just drag and drop on my Canva here, just to do some edits manually. And so that's one way. And another way would be, okay, I'm satisfied with the first version of it.
In the next part of the demo, we're going to switch to the production version of WeWeb. So this is the version that by the time you're watching the video has likely been released to the public. Let's check it out. Where are most people finding like how are the new signups just from people who've kind of been on the email list and then they find out that now you have AI and they're signing up, or is it other marketing things that you're doing to get the word out
No, that's
about?
very interesting. It's a lot of word of mouth.
Yeah.
It's a lot of word of mouth. Like people are talking about it on community forums, and people are doing videos about it. And yeah, we didn't really change anything. We kind of did like a very big communication around that new WeWeb 3.0. So I wrote this article, and so yeah, a lot of people shared about it. We kind of warmed up some of our friends in the community before it was being released, so that they were aware and they let their community know. And I think there is this behavior within the no code communities, which is helping each other. The no code community is very warm, very friendly. and you can feel it in on the internet, but also locally. Like for example, here in France, the no-code community is like very strong, and so
Yeah.
they are gathering every week, and we do events, and it's super friendly all the time, and people try to help each other, giving tips and stuff, and it's like developers, it's kind of this builder mindset, and builders help each other build, right? And so since builders help each other build, when they find a great platform, they talk about it. And that's how we got such a spike in signups and engagement since the new WeWeb 3.0, because I think even though it's not on par with the other AI builders, AI only builders, I would call them, it's
Yeah.
already like such a great improvement.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I was saying, it's just going to get better. So that's going to be great. So yeah, let's try on the staging environment and see what it gives. So I want to build a the homepage of an education platform. Let's enhance the prompt, see what it does. Tac, 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 tac. Great.
Oh,
Uh,
did it all.
yeah, cool. So what do we want? Effectively engages students and educators, include clear value proposition, hero section, yes. Intuitive navigation system, yes. Feature course lessons with compelling visuals and brief description, okay. Key statistics about learning outcomes. A section showcasing teaching methodologies. I think we can just give up on this one. Social proof elements, including testimonials, yes. Clear call to action for both learners and instructors to sign up, yes. Mobile
Sure, why not?
responsiveness, yeah. Integration points for live sessions, discussion forums, no. Visual hierarchy emphasizing the most important elements, that's for sure. Consider accessibility standards, incorporate engaging micro interaction. Also include a search functionality. I don't think we need that. Okay, let's see what it does. So right now, yeah, this is the staging environment, and this is what should go into production later today.
Got it. Does this
So
is this have the new, is it just optimizations on the WeWeb side, or is it also the 3.7 model?
now, so it's only optimizations, and so 3.7 is on another environment.
Got it.
Yeah, and so right now it's not ready for production. We
Yeah.
might, however, since everything is agentic inside, we have agent to build to generate pages. We have agent to create specific components. We have agent to help you connect to your backend. And so I think the agent to help you build specific components will use 3.7, because we did enough tests, and it felt like it was stable enough. For the page generation, it's not really stable enough, so we need to do like more improvements before releasing it to everybody. But the test that we
Got it.
did when it was working, oh my god, it
Yeah.
was really, yeah, really powerful.
It makes sense for the components specifically.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we can see it's generating here.
Yes. No, it's building in front of our eyes. So yeah, so that's Sonnet 3.5 here behind the curtains.
Which is still a
Um,
very powerful model, of
oh
course.
yeah, yeah. I mean, up to 2 days ago, it was still the best on the market, and now it's same company with just a better model.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. We'll see if OpenAI releases anything this week.
yeah, yeah. Let's see. Exactly, that's gonna be amazing. Another one we're excited about is this, Mistral AI. I don't know if you know
Yeah.
about it. Yeah, it's
Mm.
it's, it's actually a French company, and they built a model dedicated to coding, and so we're doing some tests with it now, and we'll see if it's going to yield interesting results.
Oh, interesting. I'll have to.
Yeah,
I haven't used that model, but I have heard of it, and it's
it's
out
cool.
currently.
Yeah, it's available and it's very fast. I mean, what's impressive about it is that it just speeds code like very, very, very quickly.
And this is and it's supposed to be on par, or it potentially close to what, or it's more of the speed that it that.
Yeah, it's more of the speed. It's not as
Got it.
good as Claude.
Got it. Got it.
However, you can fine tune it, and
Got it.
we can really fine tune Claude. You can you
Right.
can update the system prompt, and that's what all the companies are doing. But you cannot fine tune Claude Sonnet. However,
Got
you
it.
can fine tune the model of Mistral. And so this is something we're going to test out just to see if the results are better.
Got it.
So we'll
Got
see.
it.
All right, so now it's still building, and that's great. generating the pages. As we can see here, it also created the different variables with data that will lie in the front end.
Yep.
Since we're not connected to the back end.
The speed is an interesting one that I think about when using these AI builders that like I guess there's two variables as these models improve, maybe the models are going to keep improving and the
Yeah.
speed won't necessarily improve right away. But
Yeah.
I imagine in a few years, it'll be like very fast and very good. And then you can start
Correct.
making changes as quickly as you think,
Yeah,
as opposed to
exactly.
having to wait
Yeah.
for
And we are very
update.
excited about this. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Plus, it will have like more and more context, so you will not have to give too much context to the AI to really understand what you want to do. It will just get better at doing everything for
Yep.
you. And at some point, building will be most probably 99% handled by AI itself. And then what we think will be valuable is all the, I would say, the orchestration platform you will have built around it, right?
Yep.
And since managing a product is not only building, it's also auditing it to make sure it's secure, for example. It's also monitoring it once it's in production to make sure the production is not down. It's making sure you get feedback and then you create those tickets, and then those tickets are addressed very, very quickly. And all of these things can be sort of separate agents in an orchestration platform. And the way we
Yep.
think about it is we're going to build this orchestration platform for non-coders to actually manage an entire product lifecycle, right? And so we'll just add, and that's what I wrote in the article, by the way, but we'll just add agents here and there when it will make sense. We obviously start with the most important, which is the building agent. And at some point, we'll just start adding other agents. All right, so
Yeah.
let's see what it did. And I think it did very well. Yeah. See, I mean,
Yep.
that's
So already
amazing.
this is a big improvement over
Yeah.
the
Yeah, the production environment. Yeah.
by the
You
time
can
this
see it.
video is out, this will be the live version, or maybe there'll
Yes, this will
be
be live.
another one probably by the time the videos get out.
We'll see, yeah. But yeah, I'm very happy about this one. And as you can see, and this is very interesting. So when I go back to edit mode, when I go there, this data, when I go into the settings here, is bound. So this text is bound to a variable, and
Yep.
my variable is here. So I guess this is the statistics, and yeah, you can see it's statistics.instructors, and here we can see instructors 850. And so today this is in the front end, but you can very easily think that this comes from the back end. And since it's a variable, it will just be updated. And when it's updated, then your page will be updated as well. So yeah, I think that's very, very exciting. What we could do just to test the logic is maybe we could add a button somewhere. Let's see, just to add something on the page. I don't know, for example, um, uh, just to update the featured course list. What do you think?
Sure. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah.
Okay, so let's give that a try. I want so please add a, I would say let's say a form to update the list of featured courses. This would be kind of the admin view.
Right.
Please add a section at the bottom of the page with a form to update the list of featured courses. Okay, just to test the logic.
Cool.
So let's see what it does.
It's you mentioned how strong the no code community is in France, which is it's awesome. It's interesting to me just because I feel like the over here in the US it's not like as, tight knit of a no code. For some reason in France it just I guess happened that way. I don't know. But
Yeah. I have
yeah.
no idea why as well. And that's the question we often ask to ourselves. And when you look at Bubble's numbers as well, it's very interesting to see that. So their number one country is the US. And by the way, for us too, in terms of number of users
Sure.
and revenue, the US is the largest country. Second for us is France. And
Yeah.
third is Brazil. Second for Bubble is Brazil. And third is France. And so it's very interesting because when you look at the population, the US is 350 million, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Um,
That,
Yeah, okay. Brazil, I think, is 220 million, and France is 70 million. So it's like
Yeah.
so much smaller. And but nevertheless, like the French no code community is super, super strong. And so yeah, I don't really know why. Um, but it's good news for us.
Yeah. No, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's also funny that Emmanuel, the CEO of Bubble, is French actually.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. There's something about the French language, I
Yeah,
guess.
friend, yeah,
Shows
friends
I
and no
feel like.
code. I don't know, there something happened there. All right, so we have a form. First of all, like I mean, the section looks great, and I
Yeah.
like it. So now we have those three featured course. And so what do we have? Course title, category, instructor name, course level, course title. I don't. See, category is here. Instructor name is here. Course level, number of students. I guess it's the number of students. I don't know if it's the level. Course rating, course image. Okay, whatever. So just give it a try. So we'll just call it no
Sure.
code category. So we'll just click no code MBA. Category will be no code. Instructor name will be this. Framer. Course level will be I don't know, beginner. Number of students 1,000. Course rating 5, of course. Course image URL. Let's go on Unsplash and give it one.
Yeah.
Do we
Perfect.
have the URL somewhere? Partager. Yeah, okay. URL. Boom. Add course. Did it happen? So now we can actually go and debug and see what happens. So
Right.
let's
I'm gonna save
see.
it.
We
See.
go on add course and there's no workflow.
Yep.
So let's go back there. Oh, and here we go. I actually forgot. But here in my task manager, it created the workflow I have to
Uh,
generate. So let's just execute it. And so
and
now,
this is the magic, I think, because like I mean, the front end is really cool, but then it's the back end and being able to see this in the workflow editor is
yeah,
amazing.
yeah. And that, yeah, that's also my favorite part because I can read what the AI is actually
Wow.
doing. And I can see that it's doing on submit, which is exactly what I want. And then yeah, it will just like change the state of the form, create a new course, add course to the featured list, and reset the form.
Yeah, that's amazing. This will be the teaser clip that we'll show in the beginning of the video.
And that's awesome. That's awesome. All right, so now let's hope it's going to work. So now
Yep.
I'm just closing it. Now I'll go back to my button, and now I'll go to the form. Yeah, great. So
And
see,
submit.
when I select the form, I have the on course submit. So now let's give it a try. So add course and
Might be only showing three of them, or let's see.
yeah, it could be. So now we can go into the data actually, go into the variables, featured course and data science. So now we can see now we only have three objects. You can see.
Uh-huh.
So it actually didn't work.
Some error with the workflow, maybe.
Yeah, could be. Let's see what it does. On submit, does it take all the components? Yes, course form. Yeah, create new object. So you see, like today, everything is in JS
Yep.
because the quality was just better. So what we're going to change this so that it's not in JS anymore, but it's in no code formula. But
Got it.
this is going to happen in Q2, I guess.
Yep.
So yeah, we have all the information here, instructor level, blah, blah, blah. So that's
Okay.
good. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure why it's not working. Set form. Um, and change variable value, featured course. Replace all items. Say insert at end and see what it does. So now if I go and add course, um, data, homepage, testimonials. No.
For courses, feature courses,
Oh yeah, sorry.
but still
No,
not.
still not there.
That's okay.
Yeah, I don't know why. We can actually ask AI. Sure. We can actually, give it as a context.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, that should help. Homepage, featured course. The featured courses variable is not updated on submit. It's that.
And this is where I feel like like we talked about earlier, like getting up to speed a little bit on how apps work, how WeWeb works, like
Very
it's gonna help
important.
with this type of thing and debugging it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because yeah, no, it doesn't no. Yeah, so sorry, like the demo is not the best one today. What you say is right. Like it's really important for people to understand, yeah, what's a variable, that variables can be updated, what's a state, and like having the knowledge of all of these like basic concepts of the web, um, will be very helpful for people to, yeah, prompt better, build better, get better output from the AI, and actually be a better colleague to the AI. It's exactly like when you think about PMs and developers. Good PMs have very strong knowledge of how the web is working, and they can really understand, what the developers are going through when they build. For example, my CPO is a dev, right? And it's actually very helpful on a daily basis. And so yeah, it's going to be critical for those people to understand and to get all of the concepts just to build better, faster. Plus, the AI building 99% of the project for you is not today, right? Maybe it's in 12 months, maybe it's in 24 months, but today we still have to learn, right? So in the meantime, I think it makes a lot of sense just to continue, yeah, improving our knowledge about the web and be a better colleague to the AI, basically.
Cool. Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. Is there anything else you want to show about WeWeb before we wrap up?
No, I think we kind of covered really what for me what matters is that new WeWeb 3.0. I'm kind of sorry that it's not working super well today, but yeah, it's just gonna get better anyway. So and I actually I don't feel um too bad about it because I know that it's already such a strong improvement to the WeWeb of before, right? And to any no-code platform. And so people already use it every day, right? And I shared those data with you, and we can see it from the numbers. They just don't lie, right? Like people are already kind of
Yep.
happy with a clunky AI, and it's just gonna get better. And I think I'm really looking forward to seeing what those people will build with like an efficient AI that is on par with the pure AI builder. And I know we'll get there because we can see the trend and we can see the improvements. So so yeah, I'm excited for this future of AI merged with no code because it's going to actually make the no code mission a reality, right? Empowering anyone to build for the web will become a reality thanks to AI. And so yeah, that's why I'm excited about this.
Yeah, yeah, me too. And just having been in the space for so long and playing with all of the different tools that are out there, I'm really impressed with what the WeWeb team and you are building here and the way that you're integrating AI, I think is really thoughtful and is I think I've been think for the last year, like this is kind of the interface that I've wanted and that
Awesome.
I think a lot of people are going to want this as well.
It's
So
coming along.
yeah,
Hopefully.
yeah.
Well,
So
thank you so
definitely,
much.
yeah. Check if you're watching in the link in the description, we'll have a link to WeWeb so you can play with this yourself.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Cool. Anything else you want to share or anything anywhere anyone can go to learn more about you or WeWeb?
No, I think all good. Really, what I'm really looking forward is to having like more and more people just using the platform and bringing their ideas to life. And I think that's what is most exciting for us as a team is seeing people like being empowered by such platforms. And we see them every week. We do those weekly office hours, and we can just see like users who just didn't have the opportunity to build anything before, and they start using our platform, and they bring something to life that is at the state of the art, by the way, because it's like decoupled like on a very strong and powerful backend. Everything is secured, and I'm very happy for them because they have like kind of a sustainable product. They have a great product that is strong, powerful, goes super fast, that is secured, and that is sustainable. That will sustain in time because the foundations are strong. And that's
Yeah.
what makes us proud, right? It's like people with no knowledge being able to deliver really high quality product and that's the future we want to build, right? And so I think it's really happening, and we knew it was happening because we've been in business for many years now, but it's just going to happen much faster thanks to AI, and that's why it's great.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Having the ability to have the code that you own and the database separate, I think there are a lot of benefits to that. So having that
100%.
set up with WeWeb is great.
Yeah,
Well, I really
exactly.
appreciate your time, Raphael, and
Thanks
hopefully
for having me.
and sometime soon.
Of course, it was a great conversation. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks so much. I hope you enjoyed that interview. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to get more free content just like this. Leave a comment about anything you'd want to see us cover in the future. This video is brought to you by No Code MBA. If you want to take your AI and no code skills to the next level, learning from top experts across the industry, check the link in our description and subscribe to No Code MBA Unlimited, where you get access to all of the content on No Code MBA under one membership. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.